The man roughly grabbed the woman in the hospital. He said angrily that she was his wife now and tried to drag her away. But this nightmare had started a month earlier. She was tutoring a young boy when she suddenly felt sick. The boy, whose uncle was a doctor, naively took her pulse. He said she was having a baby. The woman was completely shocked. It turned out that to pay off her brother's huge debts, her mother had forced her to work part-time at a club. That night, her manager threw a skimpy outfit at her. He gave her a final choice. She could either wear it to serve drinks or go home with him. Just then, her mother called. She yelled that she needed 30,000 yuan within a week, or she would come to her school and ruin her life. With no choice, the woman tearfully put on the uniform. In a private room, a successful doctor was meeting with a business partner. The partner smirked as he secretly put drugs in the doctor's drink. Moments later, the woman entered with a bottle of champagne. The doctor, already feeling dizzy, thought she looked too young to be there. He gave her a pile of cash. He told her that school was a better place for her. But the drug was too strong. He stumbled out of the room, realizing he'd been tricked. He bumped into the woman in the hallway. In his confused state, he pulled her into a hotel room. As he fell onto the bed, he grabbed her. The next morning, he woke up alone. He saw a blood stain on the sheets and was shocked to realize it was her first time. Feeling very guilty, he immediately told his assistant to find her, no matter what it took. But she had used a fake ID and disappeared. Now standing in the hospital with proof of her pregnancy, her phone rang again. It was her mother. She coldly told her she had been sold into marriage with the village chief's son. Before she could react, the man appeared, grabbing her arm. As they struggled, a powerful kick sent the man flying. Standing over him was the doctor. Their eyes met in a flash of shocked recognition. He held her down with a cold stare, his eyes full of disgust. This was the woman who had ruined everything. Just then, his assistant stepped forward. He told her attacker that he had no idea who he was talking to. He said that this was Lu Rang, the richest man in Jiangcheng and the city's top surgeon. At his word, security guards rushed in and dragged the man away. This left a stunned Li Jiao alone with the CEO, but what he did next shocked her even more. He sneered, pulling out a credit card and throwing it at her. To him, she was nothing but a shameless woman he'd met in a club. This was simply payment. He told her to take the money and stop her embarrassing part-time jobs. Li Jiao stared at him, hurt and angry. She refused his money. She said she earned her own way through honest work and didn't need his charity. With that, she walked away. This made him wonder why she would say no to his offer. What he didn't know was that, at his family home, his grandmother was crying before the family altar. She was shaming him for being 30 and having no children. She said he was threatening to end the family's 5-generation line. She forced him to his knees. She made him promise he would find a wife and have a child before the year ended. It was then that his young nephew joked that he had a ready-made wife waiting. The nephew called it a buy one, get one free deal. The next day, after giving a donation speech at Jinghai University, Lu Rong saw a disturbance on the playground. It was her, Li Jiao. A young man who he realized was her brother was screaming at her. He said she was ruining his life by refusing to marry the man from their village. He accused her of hooking up with other men at school. Then he pushed her to the ground. As she lay helpless, he grabbed a heavy wooden stick and raised it high, ready to hit her. Just as the wooden stick came down, Lu Rang jumped forward. He shielded her with his own body. He grabbed her brother and threw him to the ground, his eyes burning with anger. He gently helped Li Jiao up. He asked if she was all right. Later, Lu Rang's assistant brought him a file. It was the background check on Li Jiao. At that moment, his nephew took a photo from the file. It was Li Jiao. Lu Rang froze. He realized his nephew's tutor was the very woman he'd been desperately trying to find. In his car, his assistant couldn't help but smile. He said that the 1,000-year iron tree was finally blooming. In the backseat, Lu Rang gently took Li Jiao's hand to check her pulse, but she pulled back in pain. She lied and said it was just period cramps, but he didn't believe her. He told her he was taking her to his private hospital for a full checkup. At the hospital, doctors confirmed she only had minor injuries. Later, Lu Rang brought her a warm drink and some soup. Overwhelmed by his kindness, she began to cry. She told him no one had ever treated her so well. To clear his conscience, he offered her money as payment for what happened between them. He transferred 50,000 to her account. He coldly told her they were now even. But just as he turned to leave, her mother and brother burst into the room. They screamed that they'd found her. They grabbed her and tried to pull her from the bed, but she fought back. Suddenly, her brother found her hospital report on the floor. He stared at it in shock. He told his mother that Li Jiao was pregnant. His mother's face twisted with rage. She grabbed Li Jiao by the hair. She demanded to know whose child it was. Her own brother beat her badly. He was trying to force her to have an abortion, all while her mother smiled and agreed. Sure, she was carrying his child, but trying to hide it, he offered her 20 million as payment. He believed she wanted to get rid of it. But then his assistant brought urgent news. The woman's greedy family had found her at the hospital. They burst in. Her angry fiancé said she was cheating on him before they were even married. Then he hit her. Her mother immediately started demanding to know who the father was. Her selfish brother said she was too self-centered. He said that if she didn't marry, he wouldn't have the money to get a wife himself. The mother, scheming and awful, decided to marry her off right away. She planned to complete the marriage so no one would question the pregnancy. They then planned to force her to have an abortion. They also planned to find a man who got her pregnant to demand money. When the woman refused to leave, her mother and brother brutally attacked her. They dragged her from the hospital bed. As she fell to the floor in pain, she desperately reached for her phone to call for help, but it was kicked out of her reach. Just as her fiancé was about to attack her on the hospital bed, Lou stormed in with his men. He furiously attacked the fiancé. He demanded to know who gave him the right to touch his woman. The family was stunned. They realized the wealthy man was the father. Lou's assistant confirmed the hospital belonged to his boss. This left the greedy family terrified. Seizing the chance, the brother showed Lou the ultrasound. This confirmed the pregnancy. He told a lie that they were just trying to bring her home. As Lou held the injured woman, he vowed he was taking her and their child home. After being badly beaten by her own family, the woman was carried away by the billionaire. Then her brother screamed that he was a fool and should get a DNA test. Her wicked mother, however, screeched that he was a coward. She accused him of trying to run away after getting her daughter pregnant. The man's face turned to ice as the woman's brother threatened to ruin his hospital unless he paid money. The brother sneered that his sister was nothing more than an animal for their family to sell. Disgusted, the man coldly asked if this was what they called family. Then his bodyguards dragged the screaming mother and brother away. After the surgery, the doctor confirmed the child was safe and she could leave. But when the man returned to her room, she told him she would move back to her dorm. She explained she had no home. He simply replied that she did have a home. The next thing she knew, they were standing with marriage certificates in their hands. He drove her to a huge mansion. A group of staff bowed, welcoming their new madam. Just as she was taking it all in, the butler announced that the family grandmother had arrived. A powerful old woman stormed in. She ordered her staff to bring out the wedding gift she had been preparing for her granddaughter-in-law for 10 years. It turned out the woman, feeling out of place in the huge mansion, was secretly doing housework. The family found her covered in soap bubbles. The grandmother, full of pity, insisted she rest. The young boy told them about the hard times she had faced. He said she rode a shared bike to tutor him. He said she ate cold buns in a corner because she was too shy to join them for meals. Moved to tears, the grandmother promised to take good care of her. Later at dinner, the woman was so overwhelmed by the big meal that she could barely eat, but the grandmother and the young boy showed her a lot of love. Just then, the maids entered. They were carrying trays full of priceless gifts. These included a diamond tiara, a luxury handbag, and car keys to a Rolls-Royce and a Maybach. The woman was completely stunned. The grandmother explained these were the wedding gifts she had saved for 10 years. But the woman, scared of the grandmother's generosity, begged her not to kick her out. She promised to work hard and not be a burden. The grandmother, laughing, told her that she was thrilled to finally have a granddaughter-in-law. She said her only job now was to take care of herself and the baby. After dinner, the grandmother's attitude suddenly changed. She pulled her grandson aside. She warned him that since the pregnancy was less than 3 months old, he must sleep in a separate room. The man agreed. Later that night, he found his wife in her room. He had noticed the injuries on her back during dinner. He had secretly brought ointment for her. The woman explained she had been hurt like this since she was a child. He gently put on the medicine. He saw the many scars that covered her back. He asked if it still hurt, but she said she was used to it. He told her she no longer had to call him Mr. Lou. Since they were married, she should call him by his name. Wrong. As he leaned in close, there was a knock at the door. It was the young boy, holding a glass of milk. He said his grandmother had sent him to check if his father was bothering his new auntie. The man took the milk. He thanked his son and quickly closed the door. He called his wife by a new close name, Jiao Jiao. To make his new aunt happy, the boy insisted she get a complete new look. While shopping, the grandmother bought her dozens of designer outfits. She told her to leave the cheap clothes behind and change herself. When she stepped out of the dressing room, the husband and son were both stunned. The little boy cheered. He said she looked like a princess stepping out of a pumpkin carriage. Next, they went to a jewelry store. The husband told the staff to bring out all their best pieces. After buying lots of clothes and jewels, in the car, she asked him to drop her off around the corner. She was worried her classmates would see them and gossip. He said she didn't want people to know about their relationship, but she explained she was afraid his amazing presence would draw too much attention. At the lecture hall, her jealous classmates saw her immediately. They made fun of her for wearing designer clothes after saying she was sick. They accused her of being kept by an older man. They took photos and threw them at her. They claimed they had proof. As the other students began to whisper, one of them recognized the man in the photo. It was the wealthy donor, Mr. Lou. This left everyone in shock. The rival student, not getting up, approached her. She said sarcastically that she was the pride of the school. She demanded to know how she hooked up with him. A classmate sneered. She said that with her poor background, she could never hope to marry into the important Liu family.